Alright guys, so today I will be showing you a rank 10 train Infinitrack deck profile. So this is a deck that I recently picked up from a good friend, and it's been performing really well. I've been loving it. It's just so much fun. So without further ado, let's get into it. So for your best normal summon in the deck, it's just so good to start with, and in the grind game, we play 3 Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede. Basically, you can, if it's normal or special, you can target an Earth Machine in your graveyard, special summon it, and then you can use its effect to copy the level of another card you control. So if you draw this plus a Bullet Train, that's OTK. Right there. Next we play the other best train, Super Express Bullet Train, also known as Super Expensive Bullet Train. It's dropped though. It's dropped, I think. So basically, if all monsters you control are Earth Machines, minimum 1, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then during the end phase, if it's in the graveyard, you can target a machine monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Any machine, doesn't have to be Earth. But yeah, and you can use both of those effects once per turn. Next, we have the third best train. 3 copies of Daracrane. Daracrane and Bullet Train are interchangeable in opening hands. They both do roughly the same thing, although I think Daracrane is a little better than Bullet Train. But that's just my opinion. Daracrane basically says, if an Earth Machine is normally special summoned to your field, except during damage step, you can special summon him. And then when he's detached from an XYZ material, non-once per turn, you can pop a card on the field. Next we have the worst train. Well, maybe not the worst train, but the worst train you play in the deck. And we have 2 copies of Net Express Knight. You really only play this to search off of the field spell. If you're in a tight spot, if you have like a Daracrane and a Bullet Train in hand, you can normal summon him, special Daracrane, special Bullet, and there you go. Train combos. Next, I do play 1 Machina Citadel. Now, I used to play Ruffian Railcar, but I did cut it for Machina Citadel, since Machina Citadel is a level 10 Earth Machine. And I just feel like this card performed better for me than Ruffian Railcar did. They both serve the same purpose, to dump or to discard off of a Revolving Switchyard. But yeah, we play it because it's graveyard recursion, it's good removal. Next, for the Infinitrack engine, we play 3 Brutal Dozer. This guy, best Infinitrack. If he's special summoned from the hand, doesn't matter how, you can special summon 1 Infinitrack from the deck. And that Infinitrack is usually going to be Infinitrack Trencher. This guy, banish him from the graveyard, target 1 level 5 or lower Infinitrack in your graveyard, special summon it. Pretty good. Next we play the Archetypal Pot of Avarice, just in case, because we do play 3 Brutal Dozer, just in case you draw a Trencher. Next we play Harvester to get your combos going. He is a normal summon to add Brutal Dozer, tribute him Special Dozer, and then the 1 Anchor Drill. Now I'm playing a little bit of spice in here that I really like, which we will get to later, that involves Anchor Drill, but he is probably your second best normal summon. Normal summon him, special summon Earth Machine from hand. That can be any of the Infinitracks to get your combos going. Next we play for Kaiju package, 2 Jizukiru, 2 Gameciel. Just Kaiju's pretty self-explanatory. Jizukiru is a level 10 machine. Sadly, it's not Earth, though, which does suck. Next, for some spice, we do play 2 copies of Cyber Dragon, and I will get into why later. Next, for our hand trap lineup, 3 Ash, 3 Gamma, 1 Driver. Pretty self-explanatory. 3 copies of Urgent Schedule. Best card in the deck. You can't run less than 3, and that's the reason I've seen people cut Pegasus down to 1. I just feel it's too valuable. It's too good of a draw, and it's too good to do Urgent Schedule. 1 Terraforming and 2 Revolving Switchyards. Not much to say about this. Field spells are really good, but I did not have room for the 3rd. I'm thinking about cutting this next card, Twin Twisters. I do only play 1 Twin Twisters. I'm thinking about cutting Twin Twisters for a third Revolving Switchyard because the field spell is just that good. And then one Monster Reborn, probably one of the best cards in the game. Alright, now for the extra deck, we have 2 copies Gustav Max. This is your main OTK enabler, burns for 2k. Detach material, burn for 2k. Next we play 2 copies of Liebe. Detach 1, make them 6k. You can see the synergy with Gustav Max. That's 8k damage right there. Next we play 2 copies of Superdora. One of your best going first cards. Especially with Derek Crane, it's a quick effect that can turn into a pop if you use Derek Crane and its protection. Next for back row decks, we play a Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer. Now this guy, I haven't seen him in my profiles, but I just feel like he's too valuable. He's come up too many times. He does require 3 level 10s, so it's a little harder to bring out. And once per turn, you can detach 1 material from XYZ material from this card, destroy a spell and trap cards your opponent controls. And your opponent can activate spell and trap cards in response to this effect's activation. So I just think it's really good. 1 Sky Palace Gangara die. This guy has come up a lot, burning for game, to get rid of problematic cards as well, so that Liebe can beat over and attack for game. Now, as you see right here, this is my my Spice, True King of All Calamities. So let me show you. So if you open Anchor Drill plus any of the level 5 Infinitracks, you normal summon Anchor Drill, special summon the Infinitrack. Anchor Drill copy its level, overlay into Calamities, and that's how you win going first. Next, we're playing 1 number 77, the 7 Sins. I feel like this guy is really easy to make with Harvester, because you can just normal summon Harvester, special summon something like Bullet Train, or Harvester target Bullet Train, make them both level 12, and then hard make 7 Sins. You don't need to play the other spiders. And for our last XZs, we do play Riverstormer for the combo. I will show you guys after the deck profile. Next, we play 1 Cleafort Genius, 1 double-headed Anger Knuckle, and 1 Infinitrack Goliath for the links. Goliath is just so good. It's a link 1. I'm thinking about playing something like Parallel Exceed in here, just to get some further combos. And then for our 1 fusion, we play Mega Fleet Dragon, which is a level 10 machine that you can special summon using Cyber Dragon and any monster in the extra monster zone. So yeah, that about does it for the extra deck. Let's get on to a couple test hands, see what we can do. See if we can get in 8k damage. Just shuffling to show you guys that this is completely random. And I'll just cut right down the middle. One, two, three, 4, 5. So let's see, we already got... Alright, this is an okay hand. So usually we'd want to go second, so we will be drawing our 6th card. Okay, this hand just got a lot better. So let's assume our opponent has... Let's say we're playing Sky Striker and ended on a Shizuku. We'll activate Urgent Schedule. Special Summoning. Derek Crane. You want to summon the level 10 you don't have. And Pegasus. You always want to get Pegasus on the field in the graveyard. And Bullet Train as well to get that Pegasus back to your hand. You can never have too many Pegasi. Next we would tribute Pegasus to special summon Brutal Dozer. Dozer effect. You're going to want to special summon Trencher. Now, with a hand like this, you would overlay these two. Into River Stormer. And then you can detach Trencher. Now, since we already have Bullet Train, it does not really matter what we add. We can add setup for next turn. We can add Anchor Drill. Sure. This is assuming we are going second. So setup for next turn if they have a response or we can't OTK them. So next, we would Bullet Train effect, special summon itself. Then we would overlay into Gustav Max. And you're not going to activate its effects just yet. So you're going to want to link one off of River Stormer into Infinitrack Goliath. And then you want to banish Trencher, special summon Dozer, link these two off. And depending on your opponent's deck, you can go for Cleafort Genius is what I usually go for. Now Goliath effect to attach itself to Gustav Max, and now Gustav Max cannot be destroyed by card effects, so your opponent cannot Ghost Ogre you. Next, you're going to want to detach Derek Crane to burn your opponent for 2k, and Derek Crane effect to pop their monster. Next, you're going to want to rank up into Libe. Detach Bullet Train, make Libe 6k. Still can't be destroyed by card effects because of Goliath. And then attack for game. Now, if they have something else, you can always just go end phase. Bullet Train, add back Derek Crane, since we already have the Pegasus in hand. And, well, before we do that, we haven't normal summoned this turn. So we can protect ourselves even further by normal summoning Anchor Drill, which lets us special summon Tunneler. Anchor Drill target Tunneler, make them both level 9. And then we can go into a very friendly boy, True King of All Calamities. That leaves us with 2 cards in hand, end phase, add back Derek Crane. And this is a pretty gnarly board, something that is definitely difficult to get over. Unaffected by spell and traps and linked monsters. Cannot be destroyed by battle. VFD is VFD, so pretty difficult for your opponent to out something like that. And that's if you can't OTK them. Now let's try in showing some ways to get to VFD going first. Shuffling so you know it's random. Let's say in this hand that we're going first. Just cut down the middle. Alright, so we got Tunneler, Jizukiru, Bullet Train, Cyber Dragon, and Pegasus. This hand is... it's alright. It's playable. So we're probably just going to be able to end on a Super Dora pass. Which is not the best, but it's definitely... we've got follow-up with Jizukiru and Cyber Dragon. Now, let's see. Next top deck would be Ash Blossom. So let's show you how to make VFD turn 1. So you need... let's just go with Tunneler. You can do any of the level 5s. And Anchor Drill. So if you draw Anchor Drill and any of the level 5s going first, that's VFD. So I was thinking about maxing out an Anchor Drill, or at least putting more in something like the side deck. Side deck is completely up to you. I will go over that after the combos. So you want to normal summon Anchor Drill, effect, special summon your level 5. Anchor Drill target level 5, make them both level 9. Overlay. Into a very friendly boy. And that's how you do it. No, those do not go there. This goes there. So now from my side deck, you guys can roast me all you want in the comments. But, I think that it's pretty good for the current format. Or at least for my locals format, which is a lot of Dragma. So I do play 3 copies of Gozen Match, since most of your stuff is Earth Machines. And then 1 Called by the Grave, 2 Phantasme, 1 Raigeki, which I'm thinking about main decking, but if you've won, or if you've lost and you can choose to go second, I would side this in. 2 Nibiru, 3 Drone Lockbird for those heavy combo decks, 1 Red Reboot. Now the spice that I really enjoy, 2 copies of Defusion. Now I know some of you are probably saying, what the hell Defusion? Why would you play this? So it says, return 1 fusion monster card on the field to the fusion deck. In addition, if all the fusion materials for the created fusion monster card are in your graveyard, you can special summon them all to your field and face up or attack or defensive position. Now I know that that's that's pre-PSCT, because these are Labyrinth of Nightmare first editions. But yeah, if your opponent summons something like Winda, defusion it back into the extra deck, and they don't get the materials, since it wasn't summoned to your side of the field. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck profile. Just, if you have any ideas, or see something I did wrong, just let me know in the comments down below. And I will see you guys later.